The world has yet to even acknowledge that this addiction exists, despite it being all around us and fueling our current mental health crisis. But today, we turn the tide on this new addiction.
The modern world isn't built to protect your mind, it's designed to profit from your distraction. And while you've been slowly adapting, something else has been happening and it's slowly changing you. Because have you been feeling off lately, but you can't seem to put your finger on it? You forget little things, your mind feels foggy, and you feel like there's just a screen between you and your mind. You open your phone to check one thing, you forget why you opened your phone, and 40 minutes disappear. You jump from task to task and nothing really ends up getting done. And the worst part is that you start to wonder if this is just how your brain works now. But don't you remember the time that you used to be sharper, more clearer, but now even silence feels loud. Your motivation is slipping deep down and you're tired, not physically, but mentally. And this is all subtle. It doesn't scream. It drips. And then you start to blame yourself, saying that you're just lazy or you lack discipline or you're just burnt out. But what if something else is happening? Something that's quiet, something that's slowly hijacking your mind without you even realizing it. So in this video, I'm not going to give you productivity hacks and tell you to just focus harder. I'm going to talk about what's really happening, how to stop feeling like your brain is slipping through your fingers, and how to take back control. So stick with me because this might explain what no one else has been able to. So first I want to talk about the prefrontal cortex. So this is like the CEO of the brain. It's responsible for decision making, goal setting, focus, impulse control, strategic thinking, and emotional regulation. So the prefrontal cortex keeps you on track and it says no to distractions. But what's really happening is that your CEO is burning out. So imagine it working non-stop, juggling between multiple tasks and not taking any breaks. That leads to frontal fatigue. So it happens when your prefrontal cortex is overstimulated and overstressed, especially because of modern life and technology. So here's a few examples of how technology is overstimulating your brain. So number one, these constant notifications. These are micro distractions. So you get pulled away from the task at hand and then you start focusing on the other thing. For example, you're doing a task on your laptop and suddenly you get an urgent ping on your phone. And then your mind gets distracted and then you look at the ping, you open your phone and then you open the app and then start replying to that or looking at whatever that ping was. And you see how those notifications come up in red, indicating a sense of urgency. Number two is that multitasking leads to cognitive overload. So switching between tasks leads to depletion of your cognitive resources. You cannot concentrate on multiple things at once. You can only concentrate on one thing because as soon as you start focusing on the other, mind is still lingering on the first task that you was trying to complete.
What they found is that the correlation between attention residue and productivity is negatively correlated. So the more attention residue you have, the less productive you are, the poorer your performance is on that next task that you take on.
Number three is doom scrolling. Have you noticed when you're scrolling, there is never an end to it? It doesn't end because they don't want you to get off their apps. And this leads to your attention being hijacked.
So the distraction has become the norm rather than the exception.
Number four is information overload leads to mental exhaustion. Now, when we have too many resources all at once, we don't know where to look, where to find the information because there's just too much information for our brain to process. And that is what leads us to having that frontal fatigue. And number five is hyperstimulation. This is the fast moving content. This is the bright lights and this is the infinite decisions. Now, all of this leads to cognitive drift, which is just a fancy word for over time, your attention depleting. It's when your mental focus, your values and your performance is slowly shifting. And this usually goes unnoticed. It's not a single moment of distraction. It's a creeping disconnection from clarity, from purpose and mental sharpness. And cognitive drift shows up in our daily life and work as constantly checking your phone, even mid-conversation, or zoning out in a meeting and pretending that you were paying attention the whole time, or even just walking into a room and forgetting why you went in there in the first place. And one that we all do is drifting from meaningful tasks to shallow, more reactive ones. Cognitive drift makes you feel like you're busy but directionless, productive but scattered. It's mental autopilot, when you're doing things but nothing seems to stick. All of this results in attention residue, which is the mental leftovers from switching tasks. As I mentioned before, when you switch from task A to task B, then your mind is still lingering on task A, and that is why you are not able to focus as much as you could on task B. It's called the residue effect. Now, this residue makes your brain less effective effective when you're trying to do the new task, and multiply this 50 times in a day, you're never truly present. So let's say you're writing a report, which is task A, and then you check your email, which is task B. So when you switch from writing your report to looking at the email, your brain is still half engaged with the report, and that is why it results in slower thinking, mistakes, and even shallow focus. And you're probably thinking, why is this a problem? Well, it's a problem because you exit that flow state. It reduces your ability to do deep work because you were concentrating on one thing and then you switched to another. So your focus is just scattered. And this just increases mental fatigue because it slows down your ability to complete one task, because your brain keeps switching and is unable to reset as fast as you are switching throughout the day. So eventually all this tech-induced strain leads to a hazy mind, which is also known as brain fog. So that feels like slowed thinking, poor memory, unable to focus, your inability to communicate your thoughts. And sometimes you might be feeling off, but you don't know why. And the most dangerous part is the more it happens, the more you adapt to it. And then you start telling yourself that this is just who you are. But that's a lie. It's not who you are. You used to be sharper, clearer, more focused. So what is actually happening to your brain? When you skip key nutrients, your neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine don't function properly. And when you never unplug, your brain is unable to enter that default mode network, which is where you enter deep reflection, creativity, and memory consolidation. And without rest, your prefrontal cortex will stay overloaded and overstimulated. And your brain loses the ability to prioritize and filter noise. So this isn't a mental breakdown, it's a mental erosion, and it's slow and it's dangerous over time. You lose your ability to focus, your creativity, your memory strength, your self-awareness, and your drive. Every decision, no matter how small it is, will drain your willpower. Constant tech-driven choices like what to watch, what to reply to, what to send to someone else, or what to like, is eroding your willpower and your ability to self-regulate in the day. You need to remember that social media mimics the design of slot machines in a casino. So you scroll and you sometimes get a dopamine hit through these likes, these laughs, these comments, the drama. And this unpredictability hooks your brain far more than the predictable rewards.
App developers have found a way to hack our reward and addiction pathway, and they did it without a substance. They did it with computer code. Addiction in 2022 has become nothing more than zeros and ones.
But don't worry, there is a way out. You need to have digital boundaries. This is one of the most important things that you could do for yourself to save your brain. So your phone is basically that friend that always wants attention. So when you're trying to focus on a task, they're like, oh, hey, look at this cat video. Or you're trying to focus on your goals and they're like, let's go out, let's get dinner. But here's the deal, your brain isn't wired to constantly switch between tasks. So you need to stop giving that friend attention and you need to concentrate on yourself and saving your brain. So you can turn off your notifications, you can enter do not disturb mode after a certain period of time. You can even go offline when you're trying to do some deep focused work. So schedule some time off because your brain really needs it. Take this time to disconnect. Just tell yourself, I'm going to disconnect for this hour and I'm going to concentrate on a different task, and follow through with that promise to yourself. And finally, you can use app blockers. Think of them as your bouncers for your brain. They don't let you in until you've done the work. Number 2 is you're going to start single tasking, because multitasking is a scam, because your brain wasn't made for multitasking. It just switches rapidly between tasks like a kid in a candy store with a sugar crush looming, because single tasking is the glow up your brain has been begging you for. So do one thing, give it your full undivided attention, and then move on to the next task. Number 3 is that you're going to think that your brain is an Olympic athlete that is training and you're going to feed it the right food. Because if you're just living off caffeine and sugar, then you best believe that you're going to have a brain fog, because your brain needs that fuel to thrive. So you're going to start feeding your brain like you actually love it. So omega-3s, your fish, your flax seeds, and supplements if you need. Choline, which is found in broccoli and eggs. You will also need magnesium to reduce your stress and focus, and that's found in dark chocolate and almonds. And B vitamins are very important, your leafy greens, your beans, and your egg. This is just for overall energy. Number 4 is rest your PFC, your prefrontal cortex. So the CEO also needs a break sometimes, and that's why it's important to meditate, to go on a walk, to journal, just to clear your mind, or even sometimes just make yourself a cup of tea and do absolutely nothing, because resting is productive. Sometimes when you're doing nothing, that is when your most creative ideas come to you. And lastly is sleeping enough, because your brain literally cleanses itself when you are sleeping. So it helps you clear out the toxins, it helps you regulate your emotion, and it also helps with memory. So make sure you're getting the right sleep for your body. So the final message is you're not lazy, you're not broken. You are just just living in an environment that was designed to fragment your mind. But now I hope that you understand what is really happening so that you can take back control, reclaim your energy, and return back to the real you, the sharper, more clearer, more focused person. So here's your mission should you choose to accept it. The first step is that you're going to write down your screen time, your current screen time. So go in your settings and find out what that is and write it down on a piece of paper. Now you're going to set a 7-day goal. You're going to choose to reduce your screen time by a certain amount of time. The minimum amount is 30 minutes a day, okay? I know you guys can do that because I know my girlies are strong. Now you're going to choose a task that you've been wanting to do, but you've been putting off because you've been wasting time scrolling. For example, you can read a chapter of a book, you can start journaling, you can start drawing, take up a new hobby, go for a walk, deep clean your room. And then lastly, on day 7, you're going to do a check-in and you're going to write down what your current screen time is. And I want you to all leave a comment down below of what your current screen time is. And after 7 days, I want you to update it because I know you guys are going to make me proud. And I will definitely be the first one to do it. And I'll leave it in the pinned comment so you can see what my screen time currently is. Your attention is a limited resource. Protect it like it's gold. Because in a distracted world, the most important thing that you could have is a clear mind. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and I will see you in my next one.